None of you all were here for my initial Icebreaker, so you're probably asking why am I doing a part two. Only Toastmaster board was there for it. So the story behind that was the significance behind my first tattoo, which was my grandfather had gone through a tragic accident as a coal miner and defied the odds and survived miraculously. So going into senior year, I'm 18, finally able to get a tattoo because my parents wouldn't let me. Had enough money, custom designed this own tattoo, drew it up myself, and none of these. But anyways, so I get it set up, I get some referrals for artists, and I make an appointment, my first appointment. And I show up. Now, my father went with me for my first time, so it took 6 hours, 3-hour sessions, so 2 sessions. And we're sitting in the little lobby, waiting, a few minutes go by, and all of a sudden, behind the desk, I hear a little commotion between the curtains. Out comes this old man in a hover-round with a little bike horn on his front basket and a rubber band gun in a holster on his belt. Now, me and my dad kind of looked at each other like, is this the guy? I had never seen him before. But meet David Hyden. Next up. You can only imagine what me and my father thought whenever we saw this character coming through. But anyway, so fast forward a little bit, we're getting set up, everything's ready, he starts tattooing. And every 30 seconds or so, I would notice that he would pause. And it wasn't just a normal pause just to re-ink or anything, he would convulse. He would set down the tattoo gun and look like he was literally having a seizure. And again, me and my father looking at each other like, should we save him? What is wrong with him? Well, sharing the story of my grandfather with David, it kind of opened up him to open up his story as to why this was happening. Next. Turns out, 3 years before that, he was bit by a black widow spider in the basement of his own home. Ironically, I was his last tattoo before he was going to have his leg removed from the knee down. Because as a tattoo artist, even if you're successful, you don't probably usually have very good health insurance. So he had finally saved up enough money to have his leg amputated. Now, throughout those 3 years, the symptoms had gotten progressively worse to the point where he had chronic headaches and migraines, stomach pains, and the list goes on and on. Yes. So, with that being said, both the stories of the tattoo artist and my grandfather are about overcoming adversity, obviously. But I wanted to hit a different angle about being optimistic. Because as for my grandfather, surviving what he went through, and a year later, being out on the golf course, doing what he loved, and going in for my second session and seeing David without a leg, doing what he loved to do, I found this quote by Winston Churchill: "A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, but an optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty." You see, it's inevitable. Everybody is going to go through a hard time in their life. Regardless of your social status, your quality of life, whether it's a death in the family, or you just don't have enough change to pay for your meal at McDonald's. Next slide. So, in conclusion, David Hyden for my second session seemed completely different, very halcyon. As you can see, this is a picture before everything happened, and you can see the passion in his face, somewhat, I guess. But anyways, I have a short video as well that as I was searching up some of his tattoos that I found a video of him doing what he loved, his passion. Surprisingly enough, you probably take away by this, but sunk into your skin. Yeah, not my cup of tea, but as you can see, this is David's. Yeah, this is making his day. So with that being said, as you can see, David is absolutely loving life. As my grandfather, you can just see it in his face. Even when he's just around family sitting in the living room, not even any conversation going on, he's got a smile on his face just because he doesn't take those little moments for granted and he appreciates everything in life. So be optimistic. And anything